Hello and welcome to Rauta. This is Cherry and now we are traveling to Ukraine. This is Suffer Yourself from 2023 with their fourth album. All the best to Ukrainian people fighting the war. Can't be really easy to do music while being suffering war from invader. But this time we're not talking about geopolitics as ever, we're talking about the music. Suffer Yourself has been there out for quite some time, and this is their fourth album, playing something that Metal Archives at least labeled as funeral doom / death. Now, technically speaking, I could make the argument that they are not wrong here saying this, because, technically speaking, this is indeed something you could just say, yes, it's doom death. Other people might say it's slow death metal. But as is always the case, when things go like really slow and all with people playing death metal and they go deep and heavy and all with the stuff, yes, I guess some kind of a doom death is in place. Now, when it goes to funeral doom meeting death metal, that's a peculiar one because technically speaking, funeral doom tends to be really heavy, really slow, and really dark. And once you go really into that direction, you're gonna ask yourself, is that death metal to begin with? Now, I'll let that question sink for a bit, but let's take a look at this Metal Archive site for a little bit of background information. Founded in 2011, this band has now 4 albums out and a demo within some 10 years and plus. And this one consists of few people, 4 in the image, and if you take a look here at the members list, the same thing will be said here. And pretty much the same thing on the album as well, so let's consider this updated enough. Now, Axis of Tortures is the name of the fourth album, running for about 60 minutes and having a rather peculiar cover. Maybe this is to reflect the music. It's not really or everything easy to approach kind of stuff, but rather something heavy, something dark, and combining various styles. Now, to people who like this kind of style, whether you're in for, slow-paced death metal or you're in for some kind of doom with death metal elements, I think this is pretty safe bet. But if you're looking for some kind of grooviness or trashiness, not to mention blackiness with your death metal, this is the wrong direction. This is kind of dead end to that kind of stuff. Meaning, you really have to be ready to embrace certain lack of aggression instead of heaviness. And that's pretty much what Suffer Yourself is able to offer. I'm saying, basically, this is doing nothing new here. But where this is getting challenging is that, as you can pretty much see, besides the intro, of course, and, outro for that matter, all these songs are really lengthy. It's 10 minutes with the least length and more than 16, almost 17 minutes when it gets to the lengthiest of them all. Meaning this is not exactly a radio-friendly stuff, and by no means I am saying that music, especially when we're talking about extreme metal, is supposed to be that. But certain patterns help when they are repeated enough time, within enough time, and then you move on. I'm talking about roughly some 3 to 5 minute things, which is just like something like, okay, you get, whether we're talking about Slayer, whether we're talking about Burzum, whether we're talking about death metal, usually you're like, okay, sweet in and out. You don't have to be really grindy, like less than a minute, but let's face it, sometimes the sweet spot is roughly around 4 minutes. You can go for 3 or even 2 and 5 or 6, but once you start going beyond 10 minutes mark, or maybe just beyond 8, things get really, really difficult in terms of like having these patterns. It's like our brains are not exactly that evolved in so many ways that we're like, hey, let's go for some 15 minutes and still maintain the catchiness or, momentum going on. Maybe for this kind of music, that's exactly what we're going to do. But I'm saying here, this is more like marginal. This is more like acquired taste kind of a thing. You really have to be ready to embrace the length, the heaviness, and, doominess, gloominess even, in order to, enjoy this kind of music. If you're into that kind of territory, I think this will be a rewarding thing because, the production, the growly vocals and all, they're really much supporting what you have here. But like I said, acquired taste kind of a thing. Don't expect anything too passionate in terms of aggression, violence, speed, and what have you, but quite the opposite. But like I said, if doom death metal combination is your kind of tea, and or funeral doom, not funeral moon, funeral doom is your kind of thing, then you can pretty much just go on with it. This album has been out since September 2023, at least as digital version, and of course there's out this CD I just presented here in a nice looking digipack limited edition, and it seems from Aesthetic Death. So been out there for a few months now. Get your copy if you like the music, and of course links are provided in the description box so you get to listen to the music before making your decision whether to buy it or not. Now off you go, prepare yourself for heaviness with Suffer Yourself, and that's what you have. Thanks for watching the review. Bye bye.